I used to think that motivation was something that I needed to generate in order to keep going with something. And if I started to feel like I didn't want to do it, I had to dig deep, I had to push, I had to carry on regardless of the fact that I was essentially not feeling like doing it. I was lacking motivation. And sometimes I just realized I didn't want to do that thing anymore. Or I realized I never actually wanted to do it in the first place. So therefore, there's a distinction, like there's things I want to do and there's things I don't want to do. And that's okay. Because the truth is that we do have a choice. We can continue with the thing we're not feeling motivated to do, regardless of feeling unmotivated. Or we can choose not to do it and tune into what it is we would really like to do. So I suppose that's the first point, that we can carry on regardless of how we're feeling. And there's two sides to that, really. One is that sometimes when we take action anyway, because we know that our feelings of motivation are not actually coming from the activity or the thing that we're doing, but they're coming from our insecure thinking. Perhaps we're tired, perhaps we're not feeling like doing it in that moment, and we have ideas of things we'd prefer to be doing, and all of that contributes to this experience of not being motivated. But when we know that that doesn't actually have to stop us doing something, we can get involved anyway. And what can happen for us when we take action and we get involved anyway is that our energy shifts. We become engaged. We throw ourselves into it, and before we know it, we finished it. And we can choose to not do it and do something we really do want to do, because it might be the case that no amount of engagement is going to make us feel like we want to be doing it. And it matters that we take action from a place of being engaged and fully committed and attending to it. Because human beings are always more creative, inspired, and enjoyable to be around when we're doing something we want to be doing, rather than doing something we think we should want to do. So when it looks like a situation knocks your motivation, it's really useful to know this fact, that those feelings of needing to stay motivated or become more motivated or generate motivation are, as I said, generated from the inside out. They're generated by our thinking about the thing we need to do, rather than the reality of the thing itself. And when you see that your well-being and that your feelings of motivation aren't dependent on what you get or what you don't get as a result of doing something, they are dependent on the experience that you have of doing that thing, it makes no sense to manipulate yourself either into wanting to do something or not wanting to do something. You either do or you don't, and you either do it or you don't do it. And the choice to do it and the choice not to do it will ultimately have consequences, because every action that we take results in another action in one direction or another. So if staying motivated is actually a bit of a red herring, and what I'm saying is, whether we act or not, whether we stay engaged, whether we continue with our community action, whether we turn up to that meeting, whether we plant that tree, whether we send that email, whether we call that friend, and not dependent on feelings of motivation. It's really helpful to know that sometimes we'll feel motivated and sometimes we won't. But what's always useful to do is just check in with yourself about your authentic desire. And your authentic desire, which can be buried underneath these ideas we have about how we're feeling about something, what's going on, the situation as we would prefer it to be, beyond all of that thinking, we can connect with what it is we really want to be doing. And that is the source of the feelings of motivation we're looking for. So in a sense, motivation is to be uncovered rather than created. The feelings of energy and excitement and impact and direction that for me are words that describe the experience of motivation are available to us when we're aligned with what we authentically want to be doing in that moment. And the more we listen to that, the more impactful we'll be in the world and the more meaningful our action will be.